All right, guys. So we have to find the cubed root because basically we're going from um, a cubed, b cubed, and we want to go to just a to b. So we take that cubed root. So guys, on a graphing calculator, you just click on the math button, which is beneath the alpha button. And so once you click on that math button, it's going to be like your fourth option down. I'll include instructions on how to find cubed roots. But for this one right here, for number 7, all right, we have 162 over 384. Okay, 162 over 384. So for this, and this is where this one's a little bit tricky. So this is probably how most of them are going to look like. They're gonna be tricky. So for this, the 162 over the 384, you first have to reduce this fraction down before we can take the cubed root. And a big indicator of this is if you take the cubed root of 162, you get like 5.15 something or other. Okay, so if you're getting a decimal, you might be like, oh, mate, I have to go back and I have to reduce this fraction. So once you reduce this fraction, it's going to reduce down to 27 over 64. So 27 over 64. So that is our volume ratio. So 27 to 64. All right, so when we're finding the scale factor, we have to take the cubed root of 27, and we have to take the cubed root of 64. When you do that, the cubed root of 27 is going to be 3, and the cubed root of 64 is 4. So we're going from the volume over here to the scale factor. And once we have that, then we can take the scale factor and find the surface area ratio, because what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 squared to 4 squared. So 3 squared is going to be 9. 4 squared is 16. So those are all our ratios right there. So moving on to the next one. All right. So same thing for this one. If you take the this is surface area. So if we take the square root of 960, you're going to get some decimal. So that should be a big indicator that, hey, this is not in simplest form. Okay, they end in a 0 and a 5. So we know we're going to be able to reduce it by, divided both numbers by 5 at least. So for this one, this is surface area. So it's going to be 960 over 375. And we have to put this in simplest form. So that is going to equal, if you reduce it down to simplest form, it's going to be 64 over 25. So 64 over 25. So you can just punch that in your calculator, use a Desmos calculator, that's fine. Just reduce that down to simplest form. That's for surface area. So 64 to 25. And the next part is, where should we go from here? We should find the scale factor. So first thing is reduce the fraction that you have, plug in the information that you know, and then find the scale factor. So reduce the fraction, find the scale factor. So we're going to go get the scale factor. Well, how do we do that? We have 64 to 25. We know that's the a squared to b squared. So we're going to have to take the square root of both of those so we can get a to b. So we're going to take the square root of 64. We're going to take the square root of 25. When we do that, that's going to give us 8 to 5. Okay, 8 to 5. Now we can go and we can find the volume ratio. So that's just going to be 8 cubed to 5 cubed. So 8 cubed is going to give us 512. And then 5 cubed is going to be 125. So just to recap, we reduce the fraction, all right, find the scale factor, and then use the scale factor to find any other missing ratios. All right, guys.